This episode of FineScale Modeler's new product rundown features Airfix's Dornier 17Z, Dragon's SdKfz 251-17 Ausf C, Kinetic's Sea Harrier, and a bunch of markings from Xtradecal.
Welcome to FineScale Modeler's new product rundown. I'm Aaron Skinner.
And I'm Tim Kidwell. I'm wearing one of my Iron Maiden t-shirts today in support of Bruce Dickinson. Get well soon, Bruce. Let's kick off today's show, Aaron, with Airfix's 1/72nd scale Dornier 17Z.
One of the Luftwaffe's leading bombers in the early years of World War II, the twin-engine plane served on all fronts from Poland and France to the Battle of Britain and Russia.
It was eventually replaced by the Junkers 88, but not before more than 2,000 of them were built.
Airfix's kit represents the Do-17Z, the ultimate version of the airplane, and the most numerous.
It means that the cockpit was redesigned. It could fit 4, and then radial engines replaced the earlier inline versions.
This is another outstanding effort from Airfix with fine engraved panel lines and terrific molding.
Check out all the detail Airfix crams into this puppy. The 4-place cabin has structural details on the walls,
seats,
instrument panels and consoles,
and figures. The clear parts should show all that off nicely.
The bomb bay doors can be posed open to reveal more structural details, racks, and your choice of payloads.
2 different sizes of bombs are included, as well as a fuel tank.
The engines feature detailed cylinders, intakes, and exhaust manifolds, and firewalls.
There are one-piece rings for each nacelle and detailed landing gear bays behind the power plants.
All of the control surfaces are separate. The flaps default to the deployed position, but the instructions show how to trim them for stowing.
The crew boarding hatch is the same.
Cartograph printed decals provide markings for 2 Do-17Zs. One in northern France in July 1940, the other flown by Croatian volunteers on the Eastern Front in 1941.
There's a full suite of stencils, but no swastikas.
With good detail, terrific instructions, and a price that can't be beat, this is another great kit from Airfix.
Our armor kit today is the latest iteration of Dragon's 1/35th scale SdKfz 251 half-track.
Now this is the 251-17 anti-aircraft vehicle mounted with a 2-centimeter KWK-38 anti-aircraft gun in a modified troop compartment.
Dragon's released more than a dozen SdKfz 251s since the initial kit was released in 2003.
And any of you who have built that model know that it's a masterpiece of miniature engineering.
And if you haven't, well, you're in for a treat. The beautifully molded gray parts provide details for the engine, transmission, and fuel tank that will be hidden by the floor.
The road wheels and drive sprockets look terrific, as do the front tires.
The driving compartment has seats with photo-etched metal springs, controls, and raised moldings for the instruments.
The kit provides 2 building options, a command half-track with radio antenna and MG-34s, and an operational anti-aircraft truck with flat gun.
Those options affect how you build the bed, so pay attention. The command vehicle has racks of radio equipment around the gun platform.
The other skips the radios in favor of a very detailed gun. The 1-piece barrel with open muzzle is outstanding.
Optional parts allow the gun to be posed at different elevations. And there's photo-etched metal, some pre-shaped for the cartridge catch basket.
Photo-etched metal also details the fenders. Individual link tracks designed to be workable round out the parts.
Decals supply markings for an overall gray command half-track in 1942 and an anti-aircraft vehicle wearing Dunkelgelb with green cross-hatching.
Both are from the Hermann Goering division of the Luftwaffe.
These Dragon SdKfz 251 kits are fiddly fun to build.
Fiddly fun. Up next is Kinetic's 1/48th scale Sea Harrier.
This is the FA2, the upgraded Sea Harrier with the new radar that entered service in the late 1980s.
Yes, now this vertical takeoff and landing aircraft served the Royal Navy up until 2006.
Yeah, until now, the only 1/48th scale FA2 was a kit from Airfix, which was essentially the company's much earlier FRS-1 kit with some updated parts.
This all-new kit from Kinetic looks to be the ultimate char. Restrained panel and rivet engravings mark the surface of the airframe.
It's some of the best I've seen from Kinetic. The prominent vents and vortex generators on the top of the aircraft are pretty sharp.
The cockpit has optional instrument panels, rudder pedals, control stick, HUD, and 6-part Martin Baker ejection seat.
The intakes include alternate parts to show the auxiliary intakes all closed or have the tops drooped as seen on parked Harriers.
The 4 thrust vectoring nozzles are linked together and movable. Those one-piece moldings are beautiful, no trying to awkwardly clean up veins with joins down the center.
The stressed metal look of the blast shields is terrific. Photo etch metal is used for the forward shields as well as wing fences.
The ventral speed brake can be posed open or closed, as can the canopy. The latter includes a molded det cord canopy breaker. The windshield features a wiper.
Position lights and strobes are also on the clear sprue. The control surfaces are separate and the flaps can be posed extended.
Let's talk external storage, shall we? The kit provides two different sizes of fuel tank, two AIM 120 AMRAAMs, two Sea Eagle anti-ship missiles, 4 sidewinders, and a pair of Aden 30mm cannons for the belly.
Designed by Cross Delta and printed by Cartograph, the decals are icing on this already delicious cake.
2 special markings are included. One in a colorful decommissioning scheme for 800 Naval Air Squadron in March 2004. The other, a commemorative retro camo celebrating 899 Squadron's 25th year of Sea Harrier operations.
In addition, the sheet includes numbers and serials to mark any one of 26 chars as they were seen at their squadron's disbandments.
There's a bunch of stencils and comprehensive diagrams. Aaron, I know you're a fan of Harriers. I am too. What do you think of this kit?
This is a beautiful kit and it should look terrific sitting on your display shelf next to Hasegawa's Harrier 2s. And there are some indications in the kit, score marks around the fuselage extension that makes it look like Kinetic's probably planning on doing the earlier version as well. Try one, you'll get a lift out of it.
Huzzah! Finally today, let's take a look at a bunch of sheets from Xtradecal.
And we mean a bunch, starting with a sheet for Airfix's new 1/72nd scale Bolt & Pole Defiant, one of my favorite airplanes.
It features a variety of roundels, fuselage codes, serial numbers, and fin flashes for 10 Defiants.
Camouflage choices include early war day fighters, all-black night fighters, and even a maritime search and rescue bird.
Also timed for a new Airfix kit is a set of markings for 1/72nd scale Bristol Blenheim and Bolingbroke Mark IVs.
It includes colorful insignia for South African, British, Canadian, Free French, Greek, and Portuguese bombers.
There are also 2 captured Blenheims, one each in German and Italian markings.
Jammed with colorful national insignia is a set for 1/72nd scale Hawker Hunters. 15 options from 11 air forces.
This sheet runs from A to Z, in this case Abu Dhabi to Zimbabwe, with stops in India, Saudi Arabia, Chile, Kenya, Qatar, Oman, Singapore, Kuwait, and Rhodesia.
Lots of interesting camouflage options. For fans of 1/48 scale, Xtradecal offers a set of markings for Sea Harrier FA2s.
It tracks the later Char's history with insignia, serial numbers, and stencils for 11 FA2s starting with the type's testing in 1988 through retirement in 2006. Perfect for the new Kinetic kit we just looked at.
So many pretty markings. Is it wrong for me to look at these and decide I need to go kits to go with them?
Look for reviews of the Dornier 17, the Sea Harrier, and future issues of FineScale Modeler magazine.
Disappointing, he's usually such an enabler. You can see more of these and other new products in the March issue on sale now.
Thank you for visiting FineScale.com. I'm Tim Kidwell.
And I'm Aaron Skinner. Happy modeling.
See you next time.
Huzzah!
Dornier 17Z.
I completely forgot my line.
Holy, what the?
Huzzah!